We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. We did 25 days of videos, y'all. So I want to go ahead and say that this video is not going to have a specific song tied to it because I just did not want to do it particularly for this video. For this video, I wanted to talk more so just about my reading goals and plans going into 2021 and not really think so much about the holiday music part of it. So you got 24 videos of holiday songs and stuff, but I would like to say thank you to all of you for your support and your kindness and your encouragement. I know that I have not been keeping up with the comments as well, but hopefully by the time that this video goes up over the course of the rest of this weekend, I'll have the opportunity to finally sit down and actually catch up with some comments and answer some people, because y'all have been amazing to me and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I have never completed Vlogmas in all the time that I have been on Booktube. So the fact that I am sitting before you today having completed it is such a big deal to me. Now, will I do this again? Probably not. This was a very exhausting process for me. I learned a lot about myself and I learned that I am capable of a lot more than what I think I am, but that is beside the point. Like I said, thank you, I appreciate it. This was great. Today is the 25th, which is Christmas. So if you do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If not, happy holidays to you and your loved ones. I hope you're all staying safe. I actually want to do this video a little bit differently. I want to do this video as if I'm having a conversation, more so than giving you this page length of bullet points of stuff that I want to do as a creator, specifically a Booktube creator going into 2021. I talked about this a little bit in a live show that I did, and I think that my expectations for myself going into 2021 and being a part of this community are going to be a lot different than what they've been in the past. So I'm sure everybody was like, well, what are some technical, tangible goals that you have in mind? And for me, I mean, it's the traditional, of course. I want to read 100 books on Goodreads. That's what my goal is going to be set at. I think that I pretty much have, for the most part, have read either close to or about 100 books. I think this year I probably will finish up to 300 books, but I'm not going to set it that high. I think 100 is a reasonable number, just in case, you know, life happens. And I don't want to take my Goodreads goal as serious. I think that sometimes reading within this community can get a little competitive, not necessarily with other people, but sometimes competitive even with yourself. And I want to make sure that I'm reading because this is what I'm passionate about. Literature and talking about it is my passion. I want to maintain that level of passion and not run myself into the ground trying to reach these goals, because this is the thing that the community is doing and I want to challenge myself. I just want to relax a little bit. So yes, for Goodreads, that's definitely 100. If we're talking about some other tangible goals, I think that in terms of reading diversely, one area that I did falter in a lot this year specifically was in translated books. And I know that going forward, I want to make sure that I am reading more translated works. I think that a reasonable goal for me is to set it at 6, meaning that one translated book every 2 months. And while this may seem low, and I do read a lot of manga, which is technically translated books, not even technically, it is translated works, but I want to also increase the variety in places in which I read translated books. And I think that when I put my classics video up, which did have quite a few translated books on there, I got a lot of great recommendations in the comments, so I will be looking into those. But I think that that is an area in terms of tracking that I've paid attention to where I didn't read as diversely as maybe I thought I did. So I know that that is also kind of a tangible goal that I want to step into going next year. In terms of my channel itself, I think I want to maintain doing 2 to 3 videos a week. It is a amount that is reasonable for me. I think that I need to create a set filming day and effectively use my planner in 2021 to manage what I want my month to look like in terms of content and any additional content that I need to put out in terms of my Patreon. I also want to maintain the reviews that I've been doing. So I used to have a blog. It still is up. I just don't actively edit that blog anymore because of the fact that it was becoming tedious to create content for Booktube and write reviews on Goodreads and put stuff on the blog. It just seemed kind of redundant at that point. So I decided to relinquish my blogger status and just start doing everything through YouTube and on Goodreads. So you will see now that for all of the books that I read, I give a full length and detailed review. It's a little bit harder with graphic works, but with everything else, like, they are full length, long, well thought out reviews, and I want to make sure that I continue with that next year. I think it's really helpful for people who are a part of this community, and sometimes even people who are not immediately a part of this community. Another thing that I am going to transition out of is I had started a reading journal, kind of like a reading bullet journal, and I'm not going to do that. It's not realistic for me to be able to maintain something that is that beautiful, which I am an artistic individual, but I just don't have the time. I'm a full-time worker. I'm a single parent. At this point, we don't know what 2021 is going to look like, and I just don't have the flexibility to be able to do that. I do, however, have a notebook in which I have started taking notes to help me with my reviews, and I'm going to continue to do that going forward. It's not going to be this pretty elaborate notebook with decorations. It literally is going to be a pen and paper to help me make sure I'm keeping my thoughts in order if I cannot sit down immediately and write a review after I finish a book. Because what I've been seeing is that the more I read and the faster I start to finish stuff, I'm not adequately keeping up with my initial thoughts that I had while reading the book, and sometimes I do forget some stuff and I don't realize it until after I go back and it's been a few days since I've written the review. So I think having a notepad with those notes is going to help me keep myself on track in terms of knowing what content I want to include in my reviews. Now, the hugest part of this video for me, those are the most tangible goals that I have. I don't want to go into 2021 with so much structured expectations, like, I must read this book, I must read this author. I know that there was a video that I did do for Vlogmas with books that I want to reread, and those are truly books that I want to read. But if I get to them, I get to them. If I don't, I don't. I feel like I'm the type of person that likes structure, but I don't like structure to the point that it's going to create me becoming obsessive, and that's what happens a lot of times. So even with that being said, like, I'm not doing TBRs on my channel anymore. They're pointless. I don't follow my TBRs at all. You are watching me create a list of books that I want to read that I don't read, and I feel like it's a waste of your time. I feel like it's a waste of my time when I could be putting out more meaningful content. And that actually kind of transitions into what my biggest goal is for this channel and for myself in 2021, and it is being authentic and being myself. And that's not to say that I haven't been authentic or I haven't been myself on this channel, but what it does mean is that I want to create authentic content. I think this year I did some amazing content in terms of creativity and doing things that I'm interested in. I did that mermaid project, which I loved how that turned out. It was probably one of the videos that I'm most proud of. It was a video that had content that wasn't necessarily like being done in the community, and I really enjoyed that because it was a passion project for me, and I was able to really show how passionate I was about that project through those videos, or through that video, and just the length of the video alone. Another video that I really enjoyed that I did was my review of Twisted, in which I did a review, but I also talked about like my black hair journey. I thought that that was fun. I really liked the video that I did on colorism, where instead of just doing a standalone review, I took a book from several different age categorizations that all had the same theme and reviewed them. And it was great because people who watched that video were actually able to get suggestions for different age groups if they were interested in that topic. That's stuff that I love, that I'm passionate about. And I think that I, like many others in this community, have become a little obsessed with the influencer part of this gig. I think sometimes you get so wrapped up into it that the numbers and the growth is obsessive to a degree. And it's not saying that you don't want to see yourself be successful or you don't want to see your channel grow, especially when you learn about the hard work that a lot of creators put behind creating their videos and uploading them and engaging. It's a lot. It's a lot of hard work. But at the same time, I don't want to continuously create content in which I have no passion. And I am here for filler videos. I think it's important to have a balance, you know, where you can have a quick video to put up, because sometimes some projects take long, sometimes things go wrong, and you just need content to put up. And I want to make sure I'm balanced. I want to make sure that I'm not just 100% putting up videos because I want clickbait and I want the numbers to skyrocket and it's no passion in it. There's no substance to the video. I think in my age and where I want to go and who I am as a person, I just don't want to do that anymore. I, by nature, am a teacher. I teach by like it's a part of me. I am a librarian, but I think that I love to explain and teach and share and help people learn different things. And that's what I want my channel to start moving towards in 2021. And in moving my channel in that direction in 2021, I think that I have to be accepting of the fact that my stuff is going to become a little bit more niche. So whereas, you know, I have a book haul video that may get this amount of views, I know that moving in that direction is not going to be the same. Now, will I have something in the place of my TBR videos? Yes, I do have something planned for that. I will always be doing my wrap-ups, my mid-month wrap-ups and my final wrap-ups. There will be times when I will do, you know, one of the, like, you know, fun videos like list videos, which Booktube loves list videos. That will happen. I mean, my 25 days of Vlogmas was nothing but lists, nothing but lots and lots of lists. But I want to do more than that. And I have a couple of projects up my sleeve, which I'm not going to talk about now because they're not meant to be talked about now and I don't want to jinx it, that I'm looking forward to working on in 2021 that is stuff that maybe isn't being done. And I want to be so creative next year. I want my creativity to flow next year, and I don't want to get stifled in the let's recycle the videos that we're always doing. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not judging anyone for that, but I just don't want to be that person. I just don't want to be that channel going forward. And I can use just a couple of things as an example. Like, I'm super passionate about comics, graphic novels, and manga. Like, I'm newer to the manga aspect. I think that there are some amazing creators out there like Shay who just do an amazing job with talking about manga and the Booktube community and kind of educating us all on, you know, the manga that's out there, the different types and the different titles that we have access to. But I know that that's not something that is huge in this community. I know that whenever I put things up related to manga, graphic novels, and comics, it's not gonna do as well. But I love that stuff, and I don't want to stop myself from doing those things because I'm worried about view count and reach and whether my channel's matching and this and that. And I don't want to worry about that. I just want to do what I love. I want to talk about what I love. Like, I started my Marvel project this year. I was reading the Marvelous Year issues done by the Comic Book Herald, where I was reading issues from every decade, every year of every decade, starting in 1961. And it was so fun. It was a fun project, and I want to do that again next year. And I don't want to be afraid to do that next year, thinking like, oh, people are just not going to like this. People are not going to watch it. And it's like, but someone is. Someone's going to enjoy that content. And it's something that I want to do, that I'm passionate about, something that is authentic and true to me. And I want to make sure that I'm just maintaining that energy and that I'm not falling into this trap of doing things for clicks. So with that being said, I think the biggest part for me going into 2021, like I said before, is being honest about what content Ashley wants to make and not doing or making what content Ashley thinks other people want to see. I think that the people who want to see this content will come and they will watch, but if I continue to make content that I'm constantly trying to gauge what people want to see and not what I actually want to talk about, I'm going to easily fall into the trap of being burnt out and not being passionate and not enjoying this anymore. So that's just a huge thing for me. I mean, do I have other goals? Of course I have other goals. I mean, I have things written down to like the point of, oh, well, you know, I need to be mindful about how many review requests I'm accepting and stuff like that. Like very, very, very technical stuff. But I think that stuff is less important than this big thing for me right now, is going back into the basics and really talking about things that I love. Doing the lives where I am not only sprinting and chatting, but we're actually talking about things that are relevant to our community. Like, I want to keep stuff like that up. We've been having a lot of conversations about Black romance, and you know, there's something in the works about that. I've been talking a lot about wanting to read classics, and I've got some projects in the work for that. And this things that like I want to do. I want to do what I want to do on my channel. I want to read what I want to read on my channel. I don't want to be ashamed to be like, oh, if I read 50 picture books, that shouldn't count towards my Goodreads goal because they're picture books. It's literature, it's books. It's part of my job. I like reading picture books, okay? Sometimes you get more out of a picture book than you get out of a damn adult book. And that's just being honest. Sometimes that's just the way that it works. I don't want to not do something because I'm weary of how the community may or may not accept it. I think that there is a level of respect always to have for people, but I also don't believe in stifling your creativity and not being your authentic self to satisfy people. And for these past few months, I've been doing some real soul searching, and I've felt that way. I felt like I've kind of lost sight and touch with who I am as a book creator or book influencer, and that I've felt myself sliding into chasing that consistent high of numbers. And it's okay to, you know, want to improve and grow and want your channel to be successful, but I think too, like, just a balance. I need balance. I need balance in my personal life. What I need balance here too. So honestly, like, that's it, y'all. Like, those are my goals. That right there is a huge feat in itself, and I don't want to add anything on top of that because I think that that is a huge challenge to kind of go against the grain of what we expect Booktube channels to look like what books we expect people to talk about. I don't want to always talk about every book that's been on the New York Times bestseller. And it's unfortunate that we have created a culture in which those channels stereotypically don't do as well, but I don't know if I should care anymore. Because what is this without passion and love and care? I want y'all, the people who have dedicated your time to my channel, to feel like I myself am dedicated to this channel. And if I'm constantly doing stuff trying to make assumptions and constantly trying to make videos, trying to chase that high of getting X amount of views per video, like, I think I'm doing us both a disservice. So yeah, I know this was not your typical goals video, but it's one that's super important to me. So hopefully going into 2021, you all see something that's a little different. You see me transition into these videos that are my mini passion projects and that you enjoy it. Like I said, there still will be staples that you probably see across a lot of other channels. You know, my wrap-ups, you see hauls, every now and then a list video, and whatever the case may be. But I think I need to expand myself beyond that, and it's just time. It's time that I do that. So anyway, in the comments below, let me know what your 2021 reading or channel goals are. If you have a channel, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. If you want to follow me on social media or support my channel, the links will be down in the description box below. Happy holidays. We did it. We did it. I am so proud of us. Thank you y'all for sticking with me. I will be back with another video soon. No longer tomorrow, soon.